Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I hope everybody is doing well. I'm just coming back from the gym. It is overcast in San Antonio. I'm telling you, it is foggy. So anyway, I do have an announcement to make. And I'm gonna wait till we get at least 25 people here, and I'm gonna make my announcement. Ooh, my goodness. What's up, 305 Perfume Puss? What's up? What's up, Libra Butterfly? How you doing? All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and say what I got to say. I'm not going to be too long. You all, after Labor Day, I think I'm out. After Labor Day, I think this is going to be, I'm not leaving YouTube, but I am leaving this type of content. Again, I'm not leaving YouTube, but I am leaving this content. Yeah, really, 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 really. There's a lot of things going on outside of YouTube. And you know, you all, I had a chance to talk to a content creator yesterday, and I am more focused on uplift, skincare, far as education and politics, health and wellness. That's where I really want to go, because I'm really tired of the negativity. I'm tired of reporting on people getting kicked out and dogs dying and folk doxing, and it's not fun. And when it's not fun anymore, you gotta go. And so, you know, I'm gonna take the train trip and then the Labor Day deal. And I think the Labor Day event will probably be my farewell to this type of stuff. I'm going to be honest, you all, I have not really looked at what has been going on. I am not lying to you all. When I tell you people have to email me, they really do. It's negativity, and you just get tired of it. And it's not because somebody made me leave, but when you know it's your time, you know it's your time. There are a lot of good things going on outside of YouTube. That I need to focus on. And I really want to focus on more positive things that are going to be helpful to people, things that are going to push people forward. And so, like I said, I had a conversation with hey, what's up, S. Hutchinson? I had a conversation with a content creator. And, you know, it's just like, yeah, because it's just negativity. It's just negativity. And let me say this. I am not dogging the beef sector, though, because when I do leave, I'm going to say I had a good time. It was a good run. Some things were really not good, but overall, I had a great time here. I have met a lot of people that are good people. The beef sector has changed, and it will still be here whether I'm here or not. But I do think after the Labor Day event, it's it. Because y'all, I'm really not paying attention to what's really going on. And to be honest, if it wasn't for the people sending me emails and letting me know, I would know what was going on. And you all want the beef, y'all want the mess, and I can't deliver it. And I think your time coming on, because you get to a point where, okay, it's time to move on. It was good for a season, but it's time to move on. I don't dog out the beef sector. I'm not saying how evil and dark the people are and all that, because people participated in it, and I just don't think it's dark and evil for me. I just think that I do light, but I think that we have a lot of unstable people in the beef sector. People have intertwined their lives in this mess. Um, People are doing a lot of things that is to hurt people. And I looked at it and I'm like, this sector really doesn't represent me in the whole. When you was doing a little light and roasting and gagging, that was cute. But now we're in a new season, and it's just time to move on and let the other people take it over and do what they need to do. But I don't leave bitter. I don't leave upset. I just leave when it's time to go. And I think I gave it a good run. I'm not leaving broke, because the beef sector has been very good to me far as financial. But it's just, you get to a point where you need to do something different and you need to do something new. And I'm willing to do the work to get into the sector and do some new things. And so that's what I'm going to do. What's up, Hershey? And so yeah, that's what I'm about now, you all. Yeah, but it took. I talked to that other content creator. We had a really good conversation, and it was like, it's not worth it. It's not funny anymore. If it doesn't bring you joy, if it doesn't bring you peace and happiness, when it's always strife, always one tragedy or thing after another, you just get tired of it. No, champion, it's money for people here. It's money. It's money. But see, this is the thing, and I'm gonna say this again. I would rather have fortune than fame. A lot of people want the fame. I don't really care for it. So, again, I'm gonna do something different. But you know what, y'all? It's always in due time. The right time is the time that you know that you should go, and I don't argue with that. Again, I'm not looking to blow up in any sector. But I just want to do commentary and do things that are uplift and positive. I try to do that here. We try to give folk advice of, hey, you got to take care of this. Well, maybe you all need to leave each other alone. But yeah. And again, you want to deal with positivity. So, like I said, the train trip is coming up, and then Labor Day. And you all, like I said, Labor Day is going to be, I think it'll be appropriate right at Labor Day to do the event, and then just move on. I just want to do new content. And it's really not about the money right now. It's really about doing something that is going to be positive and that's going to help people. So, that's where I am. And yeah, what is going on? Do I need to get off? Hold on for a minute, y'all. Let me see what's going on. Do I need to get off this road? Oh, wow. Mm, 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 mm. Y'all, I'm on Interstate 10. There's an accident and we are stopped. What's up, D Miss O? And we are stopped. Interesting. stopped on Interstate 10. Wow. Hold on, y'all. Give me a minute. All right, y'all. I'm back. I'm stuck on Interstate 10. Celebrity and cooking is where I don't even know I want to do that. I do want to do a couple of things. So I'm gonna probably come out with 3 pages. One dealing with education, one dealing with health and wellness, and then one dealing with politics. So that's what I'm thinking about. And again, I'm starting slow. I'm not looking for fame, you all. I just want to do something that's positive. You know that I'm always driving to work. So, I will be consistent in doing what I do. But I just think that the dynamic has to change. I still want to be on YouTube, just not in the same capacity. I want to be on YouTube, but not with all the situations going on. And again, I want to do something that's positive, things that will make people think. Like I said, so the politics. I'm really not interested in celebrity gossip. I'm really not. I'm really not. I am more interested in health and wellness. I'm more interested in politics and education. And so that's where I go. Oh my God, man, they are driving crazy on Interstate 10. Oh my God, I hope that person is okay. Jesus. Ooh, he hit a whole dump truck. How you hit a dump truck? 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 How do you hit a dump truck? Yeah. Well, Shelly, again, everybody, see, this is the thing. I am not so into the celebrity news. And I gotta, you get in where you good at. You know what I'm saying? You get in where you're good at. I know that I love the politics, love politics. I do know that I like health and wellness. I do know that I like the education sphere of things. So I'm going to be dabbling in all three. And so that means I will be making up pages, and I'm going to do what we got to do. And so that's it. I just don't really want to. I just don't want. And let me say this, people. People always say, well, people always say they leave, and then, but it's time. I've stayed here really long. I've been here for a long time. And the reason why I've been here for a long time, because, the money was decent. And again, y'all, I'm not looking for fame. I like the money. It's easy. I'm doing it. But yeah, I love the politics. I love the politics. So yeah, so you all probably, like I said, after the Labor Day. But I must admit to you all, I have not really been focused on a lot of the stuff, like the lemon stuff. I really haven't been focused on it. The Rico thing kind of did me in. I'm like, it was really, you all, the truth be hurting folk. The truth be hurting people. No, I'm not gonna lie. The truth be hurting folk. And but you get tired of seeing the same old over and over again. So like I don't want to see Wiley use him for content again. I'm tired of, because he already used them once. And I think S. Hutchinson had a really good saying on her community wall. And she was saying, when somebody takes the knife, she said, when somebody puts a knife in your back, take that same knife and cut ties. Because you don't let people come back to do the same thing over again. So, yeah. Librarian, I heard about it, didn't even go over to see. Why would you put your family in something like that? So again, you all, the beef sector was good to me while it lasted. Was everything great? No, there was some bad times, but nothing to the point where it adversely affected me that I lost or did things. Again, I'm an industrious person. I'm going to really work because, like I said, everything I got, I work for, and I don't play. So that's how I feel about that. But yeah, so that's where I am, you all. That's where I really am. I'm going to drop the link. I really don't have that much to say. Just probably after the Labor Day event, I think that's going to be it for me. I will still be on, but it's not going to be a whole lot of stuff. Let me say this to you all. The content hasn't been something that I really could get into. I haven't been enjoying the content. And again, when you stop enjoying things, you move on. But there are going to be plenty of people to take on the beef sector banner. There are going to be plenty of people to take on the beef sector banner. Because just because people leave, and I'm going to say this, and I meant this, and I keep on telling people this. Sean Bradley gone, the beef sector's still here. A lot of people have come and gone. What's her name? Lady T or whatever. Hey baby. She said, hey baby. She was very close with Chocolate Bay. She gone. The beef sector still going on. So the beef sector don't need us to move on. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Karma Beef Sector. So the beef sector will always move on. There's no king or queen of the beef sector. As long as there are people who are insecure, as long as there are people who live for strife, as long as there are people who do that, the beef sector will be here. I just think it's gone from light shade to really dark, diabolical, trying to destroy people's lives. And I always said, I'll ride and live with you, but I'm not riding and dying. And so I just think it's time to move on, especially in this world that we're living in. So much is going on with gas prices and food prices, and people are getting laid off. AI is taking over a whole lot of stuff. There's a lot to talk about. There are a lot of things to talk about. So, for those who have supported me, I appreciate it. One thing I did say to that content creator, people who like you, they always gonna like you, no matter what you do. But I do know that when you start talking about things that really matter, when it comes to health and all of that stuff and wellness and education and the politics of things. People, they don't feed into that because, again, it's reality. It's reality. But one thing I will say is I enjoyed my stint and my time in the beef sector. I have met numerous people who were the salt of the earth in this sector. I appreciate all of the OGs. Yeah. Like I said, there have been some times, you all, where it was crazy. Now I'll go down memory lane. Yeah, Tracy did call a job, but I had already left. I was gone. But the thing that was really interesting was the contracting job. And they always move the goalposts. First of all, I wasn't no real chaplain. Then when I was a real chaplain, you see what I'm saying? So it always get crazy. And I think those times were really like, are these people for real? And that's when you really learn that people who have nothing to lose will cause you to lose everything. That's when you really find out that hurt people do that kind of stuff. People did that because I guess I don't know. It was weird to me. It was weird to me. I don't hate nobody on here. This was a show. One thing I will say, I'm leaving on my terms, not because somebody made me leave. And I'm gonna tell you all, a lot of that is because people really wanted me to leave. They wanted me to pack up and go because they thought threatening and doing all of this and exerting this pseudo power would do it. Let me tell you something. I'm an Aries to heart. I'm gonna leave because I want to leave, not because you made me leave. And I do think at this particular point that my time has been served in the beef sector well. I think I have represented the beef sector as best that I could in the sector. And I enjoyed my time in it. I really have. And I think the people, for the most part, are really good. Let me tell y'all something. Me and Shelly me and Shelly did not see it for each other. You hear me? Me and Shelly did not see it for each other. The only thing that we had in common is that we like T.S. Madison. That was it. And I never forget when T.S. Madison was in Houston. And that's when I met Fifi TV. And baby, Shelly said she was going to come to Houston. And I said, now you can come to Houston if you want to. But if you try to mess up my show, I said, I'm going to give you $75 worth of ass whipping. Baby, I ain't never forget that. Baby, me and Shelly used to go at it. But because of our like for T.S. Madison, and because somebody tried to do something and spread a false narrative, that's when Shelly and I kind of like, we kind of buried the hatchet and we moved on from that. And so again, I never taken Shelly personally because I really never have known her, but you remember stuff like that. You remember things like that. So there's some good day beef sector stuff. There's some epic beef sector stuff. I mean, it was some really epic stuff. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. No. No, it's time. It is time. Now let me say this, you all. I'm following the line of King Roman News. I'm not copying King Roman News, but I'm following that line. There are some big things going on in my life that this ain't worth it. Not the beef sector. Now, I love being on YouTube, but not in this capacity. So this is gone. Because I would rather be seen doing positive things, helping people. It's not hard to roast and gag folk and it's fun when it's comedic, but it's no longer comedic, and the sector won't allow you to do that. And when you are comedic with the sector, folk want to dox, folk want to do this. And my thing is, you all, I got too much going on in my outside life to have to deal with this. And so I'm focusing on things that are going to be able to help people, that's going to uplift the people that I'm trying to deal with. I'm really done. I mean, I'm being real, you all. So Labor Day is my D-Day, but I'm not happy with doing it. And my thing is, I don't give you all my best because I'm not trying to find out what these people doing. I'm not really interested in the storylines. So why even come on here and fake it and you're not even interested in the storylines? So I don't do my best for you. I think I love politics. I love healthcare and wellness, and I love education and religious things. So I think that would be the focus, and I'm going to really try to focus on those items and see what works best. What's up, S. Hutchinson? How you doing?
I think you would do good in the church sector as well. I mean, and they do pretty good over there. I mean, there's a lot of mess over there too. I wanted to make sure I forgot to. This is the. I'm gonna send you the picture of it though. But this is the brand. This is the only brand that I stand behind. You know, it says white kidney bean, but it's a carb blocker. And okay. It's only like $12, and you get like 200 pills in these. I swear by them. If anybody buys these and they do not work, I will literally give them their money back. That's how confident I am that these work. So I wanted to share that with you. That's the brand. I'll take a picture and I'll send you the link to, I think like Amazon is the best place, or you could go on their website and get them. But you just triggered a memory for me, right? Because you talking about T.S. Madison. Guess who came back out? I seen maybe 2 weeks ago. Super chat. Michelle Brown. Her and Tasha K got back cool with each other. What? And they did. So, you know, Tasha K does a lot of content and she puts it on her website. You get what I'm saying? And then maybe later on, weeks later or whatever, she'll put it out, you know, for the public or whatever. And so she was like, I got somebody with me, this, that, and the other thing. You know, as bad as Tasha K has talked about, you know, I call her Super Chat. She was just complimenting her. Oh, you look so good. I'm not gonna lie, she has lost some weight, and everything like that. And a lot of stuff that they were talking about, of course, it was T.S. Madison, because they both, you know, Michelle just can't move past whatever with T.S. Madison. T.S. Madison don't even really talk about Michelle. So they talked about Michelle. I'm sorry, Maddie. I don't remember if they had really talked about Kaya. They talked about a couple of different things or whatever, but they were just tickled pink with each other, and Tasha K was all loving on her. I said, that won't last long, because no shade to Tasha K. I respect that she's been in this space for a long time. She's made a name for herself, but again, at what cost? I mean, you got to go start a GoFundMe in order to pay Cardi B. Like, that don't make sense. You got to keep moving money around and in and out of bank accounts, and, you know, going through all of this, you know, different stuff or whatever. So, I mean, is it really worth it? But I mean, I still give her credit, because I mean, if you say Tasha K, people know who Tasha K is. But I do think there's a better way of going about it. If you look at somebody like a lovely T.I., you don't really see her back and forth into it with different people. I only saw big blow.
I think she evolved. I really think she evolved as well. And somebody said, Shelly, could you show the brand again, because they want to see it. Thank you, Octavius Prime. I appreciate it. Shelly is showing the brand again. You all put it close to the camera.
Can they see that okay?
And what is the brand, Shelly?
The brand is Carly. So you can go to their website, or you can go to Amazon. They also sell it on, like, I think you can go through like Walmart, Target. But to be honest, I usually always go to Amazon, and they do sell out of it. Before you even buy it, I recommend that you read the reviews, and you will know that it's real. I've used a different brand that didn't do anything. when I first started using this, right? At that time, I really didn't change too much as far as like per se diet. I mean, I changed it a little bit, but not majorly. I started taking this and I started doing, we talked about like fasting and stuff. And I lost 20 pounds within 1 month. I didn't do any working out or anything. I'm not saying you shouldn't work out or you shouldn't do anything different. These pills right here are especially good if you decide to have a cheat day. Should you have a cheat day every day? No. But if you're going out, like if me and my husband going out or whatever, and I know he like, oh, I want Chinese food, or I want, something with rice, something with a lot of carbs or whatever. You want to take this about 5 to 10 minutes with water before you eat your meal. If you take it right before you eat your food, it's not going to help you. You got to take it at least 5 minutes. So like if I'm going out to a restaurant, I'll look at when I put my order in and I'm like, okay, food probably come in, you know what I'm saying? I'll take it like that. To be honest, I even take these if I'm eating a bunch of fruit, because even though fruit has healthy carbs, it still has a lot of carbs in it. Or let's say you're going to eat, let's say like roasted chicken and you craving a baked potato. You get what I'm saying? You definitely want to take this carb blocker. It works. If y'all have any questions, and y'all see me or whatever, I'll have no problem answering. And that's why I was telling you, like, sometimes we need to get paid for this stuff, because I will go up for a brand that I know that works. You know what I mean? But I just be telling people because I'm like, it's inexpensive. And also, at first, my doctor was a little suspicious. He said, because I showed him, I don't keep anything from my doctors. I let him know, what's going on. And he said, oh, that's probably just a gimmick. I came back, got on the scale, and then he said, wait a minute, how much did you say you paid for those? I said, about like $13 or whatever. He said, okay, I don't, he looked at the ingredients. He said, I don't have a problem with it. So if you want to talk to your doctor about it, you can read the reviews. I promise you they work as long as you take them correctly. You can take it up to 3 times a day. I've never really had to do that because I don't eat bad 3 times a day. But if I decide at any point, like I love black beans, which are good for you because they have fiber in it and all that stuff. If I decide to have, a little white rice and a little black beans and maybe some roasted chicken, I'm definitely going to take me a carb blocker. And as of today, because I was telling everybody I was trying to get to my 40 pounds, I'm down 40 pounds right now, and I want to lose another 40. And they're not expensive.
Yeah, so you all, Fortune. Let me say this, you all. I do not have anything bad to say about the beef sector. It kills me that people always want to trash the beef sector, leaving it. I think this sector has helped me when I go to other places. This, baby, if you can deal with hate, if you can deal with people trying to come for you, if the beef sector, anything that they try to throw at you, the beef sector gonna give it to you. And I truly believe that a lot of people have cut their teeth in the beef sector, because by the time you get to them other sectors, you've gone through almost everything in the beef sector. So that's how I feel about it. I don't feel any. Let me say this. You take the good and you take the bad. Overall, I had a good time, but sometimes it's time to go. And it's nothing that people have done. You just know in your spirit that it's time to go. And I've been feeling this way for a long, long time, because I'm like, I can't share with people the good things that are going on. I can't tell people, oh, I did this and this is what happened, because people are so vindictive here. Not all, but a lot of people are, and you can't do that. So you get tired of being in a place where all you're restricted to is looking at the tragedies of others. I knew it was time to go when Brianna had finished her degree and people were trying to diminish her accomplishments. I'm like, this is not a place of life. This is not a place of life. This is not a place of this. And even in my situation of being critical or giving feedback, it's always, the advice that I've given has always been tight and has always been right. I have never given anybody any advice that's going to adversely affect them. Never told anybody to go fight anybody, none of that kind of stuff. But again, it's always a tragedy. It's always something going on. And then when you give that feedback to people, they take it in a negative manner, but they have to come right back and tell you, oh, you know, you were right about that. So I just want to remove myself. I think it's time to do that. And I don't blame anybody. I know people are going to say, oh, you've been saying you were going to do this and stuff, but baby, it's time. I got too much going on the outside right now that I'm not willing to risk it over some silly stuff. And again, I'm just not finding what's going on in this sector newsworthy. That's
The
it.
only problem that I have, I had to get another device out, and I will put it on my wall, and I'll also put the link to it. I'm gonna put the Amazon link only so y'all can read the reviews or whatever, but you can, just to make sure it's the right one, because sometimes, you know, certain places be selling knockoffs. I recommend getting it from Amazon or either from the brand itself, because they sell a lot of different supplements. And of course, you should always discuss it with your doctor. I have a lot of health issues, on a lot of medication. I've cut about half of those medications out, but I haven't had any negative effects at all. And basically, I mean, it's white kidney bean. That's what it is. 6,000 milligrams of that. And then you have gelatin, rice powder, vegetable, magnesium, you know, like stuff like that. So, you know, read the ingredients, you know, do whatever works for you. I can't guarantee you that. Well, I'm not going to say I won't guarantee you that it's going to work, because it does. I literally had somebody send me a Cash App. The guy was telling his name is Gone Fishing. I met him over at your channel, and he was like, he had lost weight. I think he lost like 20 or 25 pounds in a month. And he said he didn't change anything else either. And he just appreciated that little information. And that's the thing. Like, you always share information like that with people. And I try to do the same thing. Like, if I know something works or it's going to help people, and unfortunately, sometimes people don't even want to hear about anything to better themselves, because they're okay just being however they are and whatever it is that they do. Like, I take supplements as well, not so much supplements, but more so like vitamins. I take prenatal vitamins. I do that because I felt like my hair was starting to get thin, like, you know, my locks or whatever. And I had lost like 2 locks, and I was like, oh, hell no. So I started taking prenatal pills, you know, separate biotin and folic acid. And the reason why I took the folic acid is because when I was taking cancer medication by, you know, the pill, I think it's called methotrexate, I believe. I was taking cancer medication for my RA, and my hair at the time, this was many, many years back, my hair was coming out in clumps, and the doctor gave me a prescription of folic acid, and it was a game changer. I mean, my nails were growing, my hair had came back. So, you know, and then of course I didn't take it for years. And then I just said, you know what? It's really about prevention. I mean, you don't wait until your underarms stink before you put deodorant on, you know what I'm saying? So some things you just need to do before it creates an issue. So those are just like
and this is you all. So Shelly is sharing what she went through. So why would Shelly want to continue to be in strife and stuff that doesn't promote health and wellness? And I think that's where I am at this particular point. You know, you just got to do something different. And I just think that I respect anyone who wants to do something different. I think the only thing that I usually have an issue with is when leave and then they want to tear down. I'm like, baby, you participated in it. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie. When it was at its zenith, I enjoyed myself thoroughly. But now it is time to go. It's always, a time to leave. And I just think that, you got to do what you got to do. I know that there are a lot of people like, he always say that, but no, when you got things going on, you just don't have a lot of time for the foolishness. But I do thank the people that I entertained with. Shelley was one of those people. Me again, we started off just not seeing it for each other. I mean,
Baby,
but we didn't have
we made some good money going back and forth at each other.
Yeah, I mean, so we always had stuff. Yeah, so but the thing is, and people are like, well, you should have left a long time ago. No, I should have left when I'm leaving. It's always in due time, not my time. And so now that I know it's the right thing to do. I know that it is, that time, because again, you all, I'm gonna tell you why I know that time is that time. Again, when you don't even care to look at people, when you are not going to spend time rolling through and red balling through 8 hours of footage with a bunch of nothing, baby, it's time to leave. When you gotta, I'm serious. I am not lying. I was literally depending on people to send emails. I can't even tell you what's going on right now because I haven't even looked at YouTube because nothing has really of interest. And so, that's when it's time to go. Now, what's going on in the world as far as politics, I'm very interested in that. What's going on with health and wellness, I'm very interested in that. I'm not interested in the carnal church sector, but church news in general. Not the fighting back and forth with church stuff. I don't know. But far as religious organizations, what's going on, changes at the top, those types of things, I'm very interested in that. In education. So again, those are some things that I'm really, really interested in. And so, yeah, you got to know when is your time.
The only problem that I have, oh, we echoing.
It's me, Shelley. Let me do this. It's me. Hold on. Let me come over here. And let me say this, you all. I did trizepatide because I needed it. I have food noise. So that I just left the gym. I've been at the gym. So, that's I'm glad I'm at my weight. At 56 years old, well, I'll be 56 on the 21st, you don't need to be coming in with a whole lot of weight. You don't need to be big as hell. Now, so I will say that, and I'm very satisfied with where I am. I don't give a damn about what these people say. You can't. But that doesn't even matter anymore. Because again, my topic is not on appearances. It's all about politics, health and wellness, church news, maybe, and education. Those will be my focus. And those are the things that I'm looking at. I just don't have time to be pouring water on drowning people. People having court cases, people assaulting each other. I never wrote it. Like I said, I don't believe in violence. I don't believe in that stuff. But it gets old when you keep on telling people the same thing over and over and over and over again, and it's time for you to leave. Go ahead, Shelley.
The only problem that I have is when people will dog out the sector and say, like, I'm moving on to this or that. And then when that other thing doesn't work out for them, then they want to circle the block and just create a whole bunch of havoc just to try to get back into something that they said that they were above or whatever. I don't think that I'm above it. I just think that, you know what I'm saying? I did my first video in 2015. We're in 2026. And when I first came on, I never came on really like to be per se like a content creator or anything. But I just said, oh, I could do this or whatever. And then we at the time we actually really did real content, and then a beef happened. It was a real beef. It wasn't fake. Like a lot of the stuff you see now is just like scripted or whatever. And then we still would do real content, but then if there was a problem, we did beef. And it took me a long time to realize that all of those side distractions has really held me back, because if I just stay focused on what I should have been doing, then I would be a whole lot further on. And unfortunately,
Shirley, I'm like you. I didn't even come in to beef. I came in because I had been laid off. And, I was going to document my layoff to getting a job. And then in the meantime, Taya and T.S. Madison was on. And so we would do reviews. We would do housewife reviews, because that's when Nene Leakes and the girls was on. And then we would also talk about the Queen's Court. And when they split, that's when all hell broke loose. And it's really interesting because, again, y'all, Tracy was so obsessive. I had to block her. I had to actually block her because she was definitely Team Kaya, but I had to block her. I'm like, this girl is crazy. And then, again, I got an email saying that, hey, I was wrong and so on and so forth. And then that's where we was like, okay, we cool. Now we're not even speaking, but like I said, I don't go back. I don't hate nobody, but that's how we came in. And the only reason, y'all, I'm telling you, Shelly and I had one thing in common. We both like Madison. That's it. Because other than that, me and Shelly was just going at each other. But never to the point where I called Shelly's house or I was calling Shelly's job, or we kept it right on YouTube. And of course, because another content creator calls Chaos, that's how Shelly and I was like, we became a little bit like, yeah, we see what's going on.
Yeah, and I tell a lot of people too, I'm like, don't let the Jay Wilson that y'all think y'all see on YouTube fool you from at least who I think that you are, you know what I'm saying, in real life. You know what I mean? And then, there's a thing of like men threatening women, right? And I said, well, look, I've been told, and I brought your name up. I said, Jay Wilson said he was going to give me an ass whooping, but I never took it serious. I never felt fearful or anything like that. But that doesn't mean that I can tell somebody.
Let me tell you what happened though. Shelly said you were going to come to Houston and bother me. And I said, if you come bother me, because I think I paid $70 for that ticket. And I said, I'm going to give you $70 to add. Of course, Shelly ain't show up, but again, we had a good time, and I sat right next to Fifi TV. But I wasn't coming to no Maryland to fight Shelly. That's ridiculous, absurd. I always said the law is for the lawless.
Yeah, I said that that doesn't feel right, but I can't tell another woman, and I'm speaking about the Lemon and R&Y situation. I can't tell her that you don't have the right to feel some type of way. I mean, different people feel different ways of, about the situation, but I don't have the right to tell somebody how they should feel. And if I wanted to just keep numbers up, I could just start a fight with you or try to do some little setup stuff or whatever. But for what? We don't have a problem. Once we move past what that was, I mean, how many years ago was that? 7 years? We haven't had no issue. So
we haven't. And the thing is, Shelly, that's the whole thing. See, I don't go back. I learned that when you start going back, like you said, you give people another chance to go ahead and do the same thing over and over again. And I really love that quote you had on your page. Once you take the knife out your back, cut the ties. And I truly believe that. Because if people are good by you, they're going to be good by you. They're not going to try to set you up. They're not going to try to do X, Y, Z. It's been many times people have tried to say this against this person to try to make me fight this person, because that's what people do. But, again, when you are cool with people, it is what it is. And a lot of people want you to get along to go along with their foolishness. And like I said, I'm going to ride and live with you, but I'm not riding and dying with nobody. Period.
I think that's the saddest thing when I see a lot of grown adults, mothers, grandmothers, grandfathers, fathers, uncles, and they're so easily influenced by 9 times out of 10 people that they don't know, they never met them, they don't know them in real life. The people probably wouldn't even spit on them if they was on fire. And it's sad to see people that don't really have a mind of their own. I am posting it on my wall for y'all right now. The only reason why I'm going to put the link to the company is because right now they have the cheapest price, which is $11.99. Walmart also has it at $11.99, but I don't think Walmart has it in store, so you probably would have to wait. The fastest place you could probably get it is on Amazon. So if you have Prime or something like that, you might want to go through there, but still check the Amazon reviews just so you can get a feeling for the product yourself, and you don't have to just take my word for it, and you can see if it's something that works for you. We're actually doing a 10-day cleanse over with my members starting tomorrow, green smoothie cleanse or whatever. So my daughter just did hers and finished her last day on, actually it was on my birthday, and she lost 10 pounds and 2 ounces. And, it's something I did many years ago. It worked well for me, lost a lot of weight off of that. But my problem has always been keeping weight off, not per se losing weight. So now what I'm doing is just changing a lot of things, creating new habits so that as I lose the weight can stay off. Not only can the weight stay off, but I can also develop more healthy things. It'll just be better for my overall health. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I saw you, like I was on the fence. I always wanted to get one of those masks and I was on the fence about it. And then I saw you, but I said, you know what? I think that's my sign. I'm going to go ahead and get it. And I did.
And what Kelly is talking about is the India mask. I use the red light therapy. And you all, we as Black people sometimes don't know about skincare and skin maintenance and stuff because we just don't do the research. I tell people, check those things out. So that red mask is really good. It's FDA clear. It goes between $79, maybe $80. Now those masks can get very steep, but this one, they have the right red light that you need, the right dosage that you need. It's really good. And then it also has blue light for people who have acne. And so it's really good, you all, and it really works. Also, too,
you know what? They're on sale for $89 right now. Not to cut you off, on TikTok. If you go to their not so much TikTok, but the company, they have their own thing over there. They're $89 over there, and then on the website they have a $20 off your purchase. So for anybody that
I got mine from Amazon, and I have Prime membership, so mine was in too. Yeah, so mine came in like just one day, boom, it was there. And it's really easy, and it gets good reviews because it protects your eyes, and if you have a nose, that make it securely so it won't slide down, but that's a minor thing. And so you can either get it with the wireless. Mine is not wireless. I actually keep mine plugged up, but when my battery's charged, I can leave. But I've had nothing but success with it. It's really good. Also, Dr. Penn's M3 micro channeling or micro needling pen. Y'all, I know a lot of people are scared of that, but it works because, you get sterile pens that are individually wrapped. I think it's 36 needles. And what it does is break the skin to produce collagen. I usually tell people never go on one, but I usually do 7.5, 0.5 cheeks, but and again, I was telling the content creator about the glycolic acid, which is really good for. You don't use that every day. You'll probably use that like once every other day. I would suggest that you do that. and make sure you get some retinol and some so some of that stuff is really good for skin. And skincare is really good. Not only skincare, drinking plenty of water and making sure that you use a really good sunscreen. I have it's not that nasty, smelly type of sun cream, and it doesn't cake up. So I'll be sharing that as well, because you really need sunscreen. Even if you're in front of a computer, you're still getting UVA light. So just keep that in mind. I'm just saying that. So again, I'm just sharing that, you all, because sometimes people go through stuff and test it, and you always want to test stuff. You always want to talk to your dermatologist. Again, you know, we're just telling you our success and how we used it. Things may vary from person to person, but I'm always going to say check with your dermatologist, check with your doctor, and go on with that. And
Yeah,
like I
agree
said,
with
you
all
all,
of that.
because you know, Shelly, they said I got my face is folded and I got wrinkles everywhere, Shelly. That's what they saying, wrinkles
These
everywhere.
people will say anything.
I'm happy. At the end of the day, it is what it is. You gotta live your best life, and all I'm saying is take care of your skin. Make sure you're doing what you need to do, but most of all, take care of your body. Like Shelly was saying, now I am not eating meat this season until, you know, Resurrection Sunday. I wanted to do that, and I'm really doing that. You know, and that I've been doing that since Ash Wednesday. Now I will probably eat meat on my birthday, because again, it's the 21st. So that's the exception I'm going to make, because it's my birthday. But even that, it's not going to be overdoing it. Do you all do chemical peel? Now, somebody asked me about that. And a lot of dermatologists recommend it. I have not done one. I really haven't, but
I think you only need to do it if you have problematic skin. I mean, I'm no esthetician, but most of the people that I see that do it, they have like a lot of skin discoloration or a lot of acne and stuff like that. The only thing that like I said, I never had a face routine ever before, but as I started getting older, I started seeing changes, especially with like little patches of dry skin, like underneath my eyes, and then on the left side of my shoulder arm. And I got some turmeric with goat's milk. But I'm telling you, that stuff is strong. But when I tell you,
yeah.
you feel so clean and so bright. Like, I recommend it, but you do got to really take your time starting out with
And
turmeric.
it doesn't happen right away either. It's a
Right.
routine. Ordinary has good products, Shelly. I love the Ordinary products, and you all don't get fooled by all of these high prices. Retinol is retinol is retinol. You know, there are
Facts.
companies that market to you because they want you to buy the expensive stuff. Don't do that. Just Ordinary is a good brand. I use a lot of Ordinary products. You want to get peptides. You want to get hyaluronic acid. That's really good for skin. You want to get ceramides. Those are good for the skin. So you want to stick to those things that are going to work. I am a stickler for watching doctors and professionals talk about what works, what don't work. Red light therapy works, but you got to make sure it's FDA cleared, and you got to make sure it has the right lighting. That's the big thing. Ordinary products are very good. And doing a micro channeling or micro needling, I would very much tell you, get away from the rollers. I've never used a roller before. I've just been fortunate enough to go to the pens, because the pens you can just move around, because the rollers will rip skin. You don't want to do that. You just want to make sure that there's a poke or hole in it. It's almost like when you aerate grass, because you need the grass to grow, and it grows back better when you poke those holes in the grass. So it's almost like your skin, because you want to produce collagen. And Shelly said something. As you get older, you change. I don't care what you try to do. As you get older, you change. Everybody's going to get older. My thing is, make sure you're doing preventative care. make sure you are taking care of your skin. I don't care if you're 99, you still need to moisturize. You still need to exfoliate. You still need to take care of your skin. So make sure you're doing that. Though the rollers are very hard. So I would tell you all to get a pen. The pens are really good. You can get those off of Amazon. Dr. Pen, I think it's the M38. Check that out. I use the 36 needles, and you know, you feel the pinch, but it's not so like, oh my God, I'm, you know, killing myself. You know, once you get used to it, you'll go and you'll do it a couple of minutes and you're good to go. And I recommend you all do that once a week. So I usually save that to either Friday or Saturday. So that's what I usually do for that. Shelly, what do you do for your face? You know, your routine for your face.
Well, I just started with the red. I've only done one treatment because, you know, of course, I was, you know, reading the reviews. I didn't want to overdo it or anything like that. I've never really had acne, and I think that's more so because I'm not the type of person that's going to put makeup on my face every day. And even when I do, I'm not a makeup wipe type of girl and keep it moving. Like I do coconut oil. I saturate my face with that. I get all the makeup off, and then I use a whitewash cloth, and I continue to clean until the rag looks brand new. So for right now, I had got some products at my daughter does a lot of healthcare type of stuff too, or has healthcare stuff at, you know, some of her events. And so, believe it or not, I just started using Neutrogena brand of collagen. It has a little weird smell to it, I'm not gonna lie. And then I use this other brand, I think I have to go in the room to go get it, of lotion. It comes in a small little tube, but you really don't need a lot. And I love the way that makes my face feel. You know,
well, you know what? As such as CeraVe gets high rankings. CeraVe, they get high rankings when it comes to moisturizer and some of their products. CeraVe gets some really good reviews.
We have a ton of that. My husband used it, but you know what brand I tend to like even better than them, especially with the soap, is Cetaphil. I love Cetaphil. Oh, I love Cetaphil.
I use a soap for my body. But when it comes for face, I usually use a salicylic acid, something with salicylic acid in it to gently exfoliate, and it gets into the skin and it moisturizes even as I shower. And then when I get out, I always, you know, have my face towels. So when I get out, I am going to use my face towel. Then I got my not alcohol wipes, but you know what you clean your face with. So I have those pads, and I make sure that my face is clean. So we start off with a clean palette, and then from there,
witch hazel. Sometimes I do witch hazel.
Yeah. I get mine from Trader Joe's. They have a really good cleaning pad that I use. I like how it feels. It feels really clean. So I use that. And then you all, Ordinary has retinol. You can also, now, if you use vitamin C turmeric, you don't want to use salicylic acid with that. So I always tell people, you know, just know what goes, what doesn't. But peptides and some type of moisturizer. Now, I'm going to tell you what. I put black seed oil. I swear by black seed oil. I swear by black seed oil. So black seed oil is
That's
my
also
go-to.
good with the pills too.
Yeah.
I was thinking that's for why they were helping with my gut issues.
If it's cold pressed, you can take it right out the bottle. You know, if it's cold pressed. So cold pressed black seed oil is good internally and externally. So every once in a while, I'll use castor oil without hexane in it. So that's a good thing if you're going to be doing your micro channeling, or if you're going to be doing your glycolic acid to put on your face, because the glycolic acid you don't wipe off. You let it stay on your face, and then you put a moisturizer on there, castor oil or something, you know, to moisturize your face. And then in the morning, you know, you wash your face again. So it's about doing that. And you should be washing your face at least by twice a day, depending on where you are, how much you sweat and all of that. But it is very important that you do that because you want to make sure you moisturize your face. And You want to make sure you're washing your sheets and your pillowcases. And this is where the hair products come in. Black women and black men, but especially black women, y'all definitely got to wash your pillowcases. You got to be very careful of what chemicals are in your hair or what's in your hair. You know, I told you all that they were finding heavy metals and arsenic and stuff in weave and stuff like that. So you got to be very careful, but you got to wash those pillowcases because, again, that can really cause a lot of skin outbreaks as well.
All right, this is the lotion or facial moisturizer. I know that's not really good, probably a good picture. This company's been around since like 18 something something. What did it say? 18. And this is what I've been using. Like I said, this is kind of all new. I never really put too much effort into like facial routines until I, you know, started aging a little bit. And then this too, it was all in like a bag that like you paid $200 to go there and then you got like a bunch of goodies. So this was the Neutrogena Collagen Bank. And again, a little goes a long way. And it's also reasonable. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a
You
fortune.
don't have to break the bank for good skincare. I don't know why people be buying this. Hold on, Shelly.
Okay. So I'll just show them while you're talking. And then this I just started using recently. And the reason why I was using this is because I got burnt really, really bad. And it was a very painful healing process. But y'all know I am light, almost like Michael Jackson. And it had turned my skin very, very dark in a lot of areas. So even though the burns had healed, it left discoloration. And I'm not going to lie, this has really helped in that area. This bar is so damn thick. So what I did, because I got 2 of these, and what I did was I just took like a knife and I cut like, I'm gonna say like this amount, right? And then in those areas where I have like the burns or even like per se like the dark circles, I'll put like extra, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll put more and let it sit there a little bit. And guess what? This was only $3.99 at was it Burlington or Ross? It was one of them stores. So I bought 2. I haven't even opened this one up yet, but I wanted to bring it so y'all can see the actual brand. This shit is no joke, but you cannot use this every day on your face. I promise you, you can. You can't, you won't, you shouldn't. And then I got the oil, the turmeric. I got this from, hold on, I think it was, yeah, Burlington. And this was $5.99. Look at this big ass bottle. And I didn't even know that you could use turmeric in your hair for hair growth or hair loss. I haven't put it in my hair, but what I am saying is if like, you know, you don't have a lot of money, you can buy one thing and use it for multiple things. You could use it for your skin. You could use it for your hair. I'm sorry, I'm on my other phone. I'm on an Android. So the camera's not that, yeah, camera's not that great. But that one's that one. So $5.99 for this one. And then $3.99 for this one. So that's only like $10. Now this is like probably like about, I think like $18 or $20. And I could probably open it and show y'all the inside and you'll see how much is still left in here, because I promise you, you don't need a lot. And it really helps with like any type of dryness, any dry patches. So even when this is out, this is one that I'm going to continue to use. To me, I think it works better than any other like facial cream or lotion that I've ever used. Will I keep up with the Neutrogena or not? I don't know. I don't know. It's not bad. It's not bad, but I'm not like overly, you know, it's okay. And it's reasonable. So that's where I am with that.
Okay, Shelly, I'm back.
Okay.
Let me tell y'all something. I am so tired. They closed down all of Interstate 10. Could you imagine closing a whole major east-west interstate down? For what reason, I don't know. So they just opened it back up. It's crazy. But somebody saying Pastor Rico telling people you know what? I don't really care if that man gets a dog or not, y'all. Can I tell you, I'm just over it. I hate to say it, but I'm just over it. I don't care what he does. And let me say this: people are doing that because they want y'all to talk. And I'm gonna say this, why? Because people always complain that you're talking about them. People want you to talk about them. That's why they do what they do. Folk know if they put something out there that people are going to talk about it. They know that people are going to do that. This is a calculated thing. Because if you don't want people to know, you don't put it out there. So for the mere fact you put it out there, you really want people to know. And you really want people to talk about it. So I'm to the point now where whatever he want to do, it is what it is. Because what he's going to do is try to do that. And what's going to happen is the people going to start calling. I know what it's going to, it's very textbook. People going to start calling, and we know what they're going to do.
Huh? I saw somebody, you mean calling like animal protection?
Yeah, but I'm saying if he gets another one.
The other day, I seen somebody post the other day and said that they made a report. Now, whether they did it or not, I don't know. I'm just telling you what I saw.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what. If he gets another dog, I know they're gonna be calling. It's just textbook. You tell people this, people do this. You cry on TV. You just get tired of it. It's a never-ending cycle. And see, this is what I mean, Shelly. This is what I mean. You just get tired of it because it's a never-ending cycle.
I gotta shout out my sister real quick. I had to get another device because I can't see the daggone chat. But hey, Nicole, and hey, brother Claude, and also
hey,
too.
What's up, Ushers?
The person is right about the I don't want to be disrespectful. Let me get their name. Gen X is correct with the sunscreen, because they also said if you put collagen on your face, or you should do it at nighttime or whatever, if you go out the next day, you need to have sunscreen to protect that, because you're not supposed to just have the collagen and then go out in the sun. And the other person is correct too. It's about prevention. Like I said, some women, they think that you have to be have some type of odor issue to use feminine products. No, you should be using that as a maintenance. You know what I mean? You don't wait until suddenly you smell like the wharf down DC and then, oh, I need to use something. No, it's called prevention.
Yeah. And like I said, you all, when you're young, you don't think about this, but when you get older, you really got to think about your skincare. I've seen people age so gracefully. I mean, they've aged, but they age very gracefully. And then you can see people who done drank and done smoked, and they looking like hell froze over. Nobody don't want that. Nobody don't want that. So my thing is, you got to take care of yourself. Shout out to Ernie Hudson, the guy who played Ghostbusters. He was in Ghostbusters. Let me tell you something. They lined that man up with Ackerman and all of those guys, and he looks like he looks better older than he did younger. And so I want to give him a shout out. He shared his workout routine and what he eats, and I think that was like a get up and go for me to really kind of get it together. Because Ernie Hudson, if you don't know who Ernie Hudson is, go and look at the images of Ernie Hudson. He was on the red carpet. Ernie Hudson ain't no joke. And Ernie Hudson is either in his mid-70s going into his 80s. He may even be his...
Oh, your sound went out.
It did, because somebody trying to call me, Shelly. Everybody trying to call.
Okay. Hey, Terry.
Yeah, so everybody trying to call.
Another thing people have to keep in mind too, right? You have a lot of celebrities that may experience rapid weight loss for whatever reason, whether it be weight loss surgery, whether it be they did it on their own, whether they got on a GPL, whatever. But what people have to also remember too is that a lot of these celebrities, they have the money to get fillers, Botox, collagen. I didn't even know it was a such thing as collagen injections, that they're getting these injections in their, in their face and in their skin. Then you have Shaka Khan, right? And it was something I watched maybe a week or so ago. And they said she lost a lot of weight because she had got on, I guess it was Ozempic or one of the brands. And she said that her face had started sagging. So she went and got a facelift. Now, I will say that I feel like they gave her a very natural facelift. It kind of gave, she looked like herself. She didn't look like anybody else. But when people have money, they can go and get stuff tucked and moved around and things like that. Other people that don't have those resources, we got to do what we got to do. You get what I'm saying?
Now let me say this though. Let me say this. I don't believe in getting cut. I'm not a cutting type person, but I do Dysport, which is a form of Botox, but it's just better for Black people. I don't have a problem with Dysport, especially for the frown lines and crow's feet. I don't have a problem with that. And again, people kind of frown on that, but I'm like, at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do for you. Just because you ain't never done it, that don't mean it's wrong. I mean, it is what it is. So I tell people, you got to do what's right for you. I don't want to cut on myself, but if Shaka Khan looks good, I ain't mad at nobody, because again, people got to do what they got to do, But yeah. But Black people, we really don't do that, because we just think that, oh, that's for those people. Now, I do have a problem with people not looking like themselves and all of that. But yeah, I don't have a problem with that at all, Shirley. But it's not cheap at all. So I always tell people, you save up. You save $100 a week, because with your Dysport and Botox, I think it's every 3 months. So you save up. You put back $100 per pay period, and when it's time, you good to go. You ready to go. No big issue. So I tell people to do that.
I don't have any wrinkles on my face. I do have one small one in between, like my eyes, my eyebrows, and it's from me squinting my eyes and also with migraines, right? So I talked to my doctor about, because I was thinking about getting Botox for migraines, and they said how it works is, I think first you have to go through, it's some type of, like, I think it's an infusion or some other type of treatment. And so I'm definitely going to, because I see my neurologist next month, so I'm going to talk to her more about that. And I think I am going to go ahead and try I think it's an infusion. Look at
Dysport. Look at Dysport as well, Shelley. I use Dysport, so you mentioned that. So I have frown lines. So men, especially Black men, we have pronounced frown lines, which is those lines when you squinch up your eyebrows and you see those lines, and then of course those ones in the middle. So we have those, but Dysport is really, really good. Dysport covers more of your face, and it's less expensive than Botox. It does the same thing, and it's not a filler. It is not a filler. Fillers be staying, and that's the one thing about the fillers, but Dysport dissipates. So, but
and
I would look into it.
Too.
Oh, they can.
Yeah, they can.
Oh, they can.
Also, too, this is another thing that I never knew, because like you said, with Black people, it's not something we really talk about. It's not really something that we're taught, because what we are taught or say all the time is Black don't crack. And that's not always true, right? So even with collagen, they say that your body starts naturally losing collagen when you hit about 30 years old. Now, I never took any type of collagen or anything until I reached 49 years old in some months. I'm talking like in the last month or two, I started any of this stuff, right? But what I did start doing is I use a powder collagen. The first one that I had used, I got it at the same event I was telling you about, and it's called Be Well. Their brands are really good, but they're very, very expensive. And when it comes down to what you're getting out of it, it's not a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like the fiber, it's a couple grams. The collagen is like maybe 4. So I went and I got Spring Valley. Spring Valley is the Walmart brand. They had the
Mhm.
most reasonable price collagen. And me personally, I feel like it mixes better with maybe like some type of tea, or if you drink coffee, which I don't drink coffee, but if you do, it mixes better with that. Or sometimes I'll drink diet Snapple, the zero sugar Snapple. I'll take a couple gulps out of that, throw the collagen in it. It's not a problem, and it mixes well. So does the Be Well, right? But the Be Well is like probably $40 for a small container. The Spring Valley, you can get a big old thing that has like maybe 18 uses or something or whatever. The top is hard as hell to open and use, so I just dumped it into something else. However, I said all that to say, if you like Smoothie King, Smoothie King, they use damn, I'm about to go in the kitchen and get the brand. But the brand that Smoothie King uses for their protein replacement, they also have a brand for the collagen. And I put that collagen into like with almond milk, and I might put like a little piece of a banana and drink it. It actually has 19 grams of protein, and then it has, I'm going to have to go in there and get the numbers for you as far as the collagen, but the numbers are pretty high. The benefits are pretty high. I'm not going to say it's cheap, but I will tell you this. If you have a CVS near you, we all know CVS is expensive, but if you get any type of prescription medication at CVS, I know with me, a lot of times they'll give me the little coupons, and then one of the coupons will say you can get 40% off of one regular price item. That shit is always regular price. So I think it might have been like $39.99 or either $29.99, and then I got the 40% off. So basically that's what I'm doing as far as my protein powder that I use, and then also the collagen with that brand. And so, you know, they might give you one time and another one next week. And when I go to the register, I'm like, I got a couple things, and I'm ringing everything up separate. I need this. Okay, we done with that. Then we're going to do this. And every time you keep buying stuff, they keep on giving you coupons. So if you're getting prescriptions at CVS, or if you're not getting it, you're getting it somewhere else, and they have some type of, you know, coupons like that, you got to make it work for you, because this shit started getting expensive.
Yeah. But like I said, with the collagen and stuff, I usually, like I said, do my Dr. Pen and I do my stuff. But like I said, Shelly's giving you other options to do it. But, you know, you all take care of your face, take care of your body, if nothing else, because, you know, you get older, and I'm feeling really good right now. I feel I still play racquetball. I still do what I need to do. But you want to make sure you do that. And of course, y'all, we know everybody's going to get old. Everybody's going to die. But, you know, you got to take care of yourself. I hate sunscreen because it smells nasty, but I have one that is 50 SPF. It is no joke. It don't stink. It goes on very smooth. And I use that. So again, you want to do the sunscreen, and you all too, black don't crack, but you know, you age differently. If you live in the desert area, that sun is always beating down on you, and the sun is one of the things that really hurt people. So you got to realize that the sun ain't your friend. You know, this is why black people used to put on those hats and wear white and long sleeve shirts, because even then they knew the sun wasn't good for you. So sun worshiping is not good. It'll give you a good tan, but your skin will be looking leathery and stuff, and that's why you got to be very careful with that. Shelly, I got to go, girl, because I got to get to this brunch. I'm already late, but I'd like to thank Shelly for coming on, y'all, and we'll talk some more. And again, some things are going to be changing.
And this is the brand, y'all, Sun Warrior Collagen, and then this is the protein one that I use for, you know, to maintain weight loss. 26 grams of protein, 120 calories, this and that. Everyone have an amazing day, and I'll see y'all later.
All right, y'all take care. I gotta go. Peace and love. Thank you, Shelly, for coming on. Thank you, ushers, for ushering. Uncle Claude, Simply Pink and Green, Dr. Shanaru Brown, all of our ushers. We thank you. Peace and love, and I'll be back on later. Bye.